going to press record. So my name is Lara Waldman. I've been calling myself the Abundance Activator. My real heart's passion is to help you to connect deeply to who you are, your gifts, your truth, to come out of hiding and share your gifts to the world, to really bring out and fully embody what you've come here on this planet at this time to share with the world, and also for yourself, just for the joy of living, to experience what life has to offer you to the fullest. And you know what I see are so many amazing beings who are hiding, who aren't fully sharing or embodying their gifts. And so that's really my passion, to activate you and to tap into your true nature, which is abundance. Your true essence is abundance, and yet we've got all these blocks and barriers to that. And I've been focusing on using money manifestation as a vehicle to access this. Money manifestation is an incredible vehicle. It highlights everything. It highlights your greatest shadow. It highlights your greatest gifts and your soul's purpose. So it's a real great vehicle to connect to more of who you are and what you can bring it and share with the world, and also the areas that you hold yourself back. And today we are connecting deeply to yourself, to the planet, to this time of year, to have a beautiful reflection time, connection time. We're going to do some deep healing work, releasing work, and also welcoming in more of you, essentially, is really what we're doing. We're connecting you to more of you and welcoming more of you, but also opening up to receive whatever this next phase in your life is asking you to step into. Whatever's there ready to be gifted to you. And the amazing thing we do as humans is we block and push away often the good things in life, the things that we're really asking for. And we're kind of crazy like that, but that's what everyone does to some degree, is we put blocks and barriers up to things like love, or to joy, to abundance, to happiness. So with the kind of second half of this, I'd really like to invite you to open up to receive more of all the good stuff that's waiting for you. And welcome, Ben. I see you've showed up. So what I'd love you to do is just make sure you're really comfortable. I'd like you to also really listen to how your body wants to sit. It might want to lie down. It can sit up. I'd love to invite you just to stay present with this session. If you're fiddling on your computer, I'd like to invite you to come into the moment. And I'd love to hear from you about how your year has been, because every single person I've spoken to has had a bit of a bumpy, intense year. And it's been some wonderful things, but also some really challenging things. So I'm wondering if there's anything that you'd like to share about how you've been, please share. What I'd really like to know is, and I'd like to take a moment to reflect on, what are some of the emotions, thoughts, or beliefs, or patterns you've noticed about yourself that you'd really like to let go of, that you'd really like to shift, or that you'd really like to release? So I don't know about you guys, but especially this last month, I've found extraordinarily intense in terms of patterns being amplified. And life is always presenting us with incredible opportunities to know ourselves more deeply. And so I'm wondering if there's anything that you would like to release or let go of or soften within yourself as an intention. So you might want to take a moment to, if you have a pen and paper, that would be really cool, because you could take some notes, write down some of the things that come to mind with these questions. And if you feel, I know it's quite vulnerable, so you may not wish to share, but if you feel like sharing, that can be really powerful to expose it, to help kind of let it go even further. So if you want to share in the chat box what it is that you'd like to kind of release or let go of from the year, like especially patterns you've noticed here, that'd be really, really great. So I'd like you to take a minute to do that. I'm going to be back in 1 second. Hold on. That was really funny. My speaker was connected, so someone's not muted. I want to make sure that they're well, I can actually mute. I can mute you. Never mind. So someone wasn't muted, and the sound was coming through my speaker downstairs. So I had to just go check what that was. Well, who is in my kitchen? Sorry about that. So yes, please share if there's anything that you want to kind of announce so you're ready to shift or release this from this year. So I'm letting go of fears to take a base and settle down in one country. Ah, that's interesting. So it sounds like, yeah, creating a base for yourself, releasing fears, and settle down. Brilliant. So there's another person that's going to mute. Hold on. Thank you. Anyone else have anything they want to share that they want to release? Any patterns, especially you've noticed, that have been really sort of showing up this year? Please share. One I've noticed, I was going to make a little video blog on it actually, but how I've noticed in my body how much I'll go into control or contraction. And it's incredible to me how often this is happening. And I know it's happening in my world, and I know it as well with everybody else. It's a human thing. So that's one of my intentions, is to really practice this releasing and surrendering on an even deeper level, letting go of control even more, and allowing, it's our poor little ego really finds that hard. So I'm intending to just practice, I have to remind myself every day, but even a deeper level of surrender. So I have another sharing, sort of half, not here, but it starts with a year, has been amazingly challenging, re-accepting, exploring, transmuting aspects of my shadow self, learning to really listen to and accept the mirror my interaction with others holds up for me has been a big learning. I have enjoyed and am enjoying learning to allow. Great. I release my judgmental self. Beautiful. I have another person saying, I want to invite more financial abundance in 2017. Yay! I'm going to be doing a whole thing on abundance in the new year, which I'll be very happy to invite you to. Lovely. Brilliant. And, you know, we're human. We've got a whole lot of emotions and, to deal with, and it's part of what makes this journey interesting and challenging. It's not about perfection on any level. So there's always going to be stuff that comes up, and that's part of it. But we can also intend and hold the intention to just release the stuff that you're really ready to release. For example, if we're saying, to let go of fears, the chances are you're going to feel fear. You're going to have fears show up, and that's okay. But what we want to do is create space to soften it as much as possible, or to release as much as possible. So, for mine would be to surrender and really deeply let go as much as possible. So it's a practice. It really is an ongoing practice. Lovely. So if you haven't, what I'd love you to do, whether it's now or later, is to write down on a piece of paper what it is that you're ready to let go of, what it is you want to let go of. And there might be lots of things. It could be, relationships. It could be old habits or patterns, beliefs, emotions, dynamics that you get into in your life, relationships perhaps, feelings you have about yourself, feelings that you have about others. I'd love you to make a list of that if you haven't done so already. And you can do a little ceremony on your own after this, which you could take it outside and burn it. You can bury it in the earth. But the idea is you're really holding the intention to release and let it go. We're going to do that today energetically, but you can take it physically and do that as well, and really say goodbye, release it. So that's kind of a nice, powerful thing you can do after our session today. Lovely. I want to let go of the belief that I will never find a life romantic partner with whom I can have an empowering and nurturing relationship. Beautiful. Yeah. Another one, I allow myself to surrender and release my fears which do not serve me. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, and this is, again, I just think it's endlessly fascinating to me how we have so many of these emotions, blocks and barriers that really don't need to be our truth, and yet they're there and they create our reality. But there is this opportunity to shift that. Now, the journey to shifting and letting go, for example, let's say we're looking at letting in, having a romantic partner, a life partner with whom you can have an empowering and nurturing relationship. The journey to letting that in can be a really deep one, and it can take time. But as much as possible, you want to just release anywhere you might be unconsciously blocking yourself from letting that in and receiving that. And usually in that, there's deep pain, there's deep hurt, there's wounds, anger. And that can be, a journey. It can take time to shift and change some of these things sometimes. I've got another sharing here. I want to let go of the belief that nothing good will ever happen to me. Absolutely. I would love to invite you to release that. Another one. I release all my limiting beliefs. I think it means once and for all. Brilliant. I allow myself to feel and be blessed, to allow myself to manifest all positive abundance on every level. I allow my best dreams or better to fully materialize. And so it is. And so it is. Lovely. Thank you so much. So there's an invitation now to really deep dive into ourselves. And again, our ego protection will find ways to try and pull you out, to distract yourself with the outside world. But really there's a calling in right now, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be breathing deep into your belly, deep into your sacral chakra if you're into chakras, into your base chakra, into your legs, get you super fully grounded and anchored to the earth. Connected deeply to yourself, because really, truly, all the answers and everything that you are looking for lies within you. And I find that when we do the inner work and we shift our inner states, that's when we can allow our external reality to show up differently if we're not enjoying what's showing up. So what needs to shift within? What do we need to let go of? What do we need to release in order to welcome in what it is you're truly asking for? So I'd like to start with that. So start with the releasing piece. And then we're going to come back. I'm not going to leave you just there. We'll come back into welcoming in the new. I have another sharing. I would love to let go of the fear that there's always a consequence to something good that happens. Yeah, that's amazing. I was listening. I posted, if you're in the Abundance Activation closed group, I posted a little video from Abraham Hicks. She was talking about that. You should check that out. It was really good because it talked exactly on that. So yeah, the idea that there's a cost to good things happening. This is another, really deep belief. If something good happens, something bad also has to happen. There's a cost to that. Okay. Thank you for your sharings, guys. It's really lovely to hear from you. Now, I'd like you to take a deep breath. Get yourself really comfortable. You can either sit up or lie down. It's totally up to you. I picked 3 cards before our session. I just want to read them out to you in case they resonate with you. The first one is speak your truth. Speak your truth. The next one is confidence. Confidence. And then the third one is steady progress. Steady progress. Okay. So my lovely ones, we're going to go within now. And I'd really like to invite you to just let go. Easier said than done sometimes. I'm going to be inviting you to breathe deeply into your body and to release. Now the thing is this is a very passive thing. This is a very still thing. It's an undoing. There's nothing you have to do. And the idea is that when you release, when you let go, when you surrender, you get out of the way. You get out of your own way for the things that you're truly asking for to show up. And the things that really don't serve you anymore to finally let those things go. But our poor little ego self is clinging on for dear life because that's what it knows. That's your comfort zone. And that's been life as you've known it. So it sort of is life. But it's just one version of reality. And I know how extraordinarily uncomfortable it is to move beyond that place. And it can feel very threatening. But this is really what's required. It's letting go of the old patterns that no longer serve to welcome in the new. So I'd like you to take a deep breath deep into your belly. I'd like you to close your eyes. Excuse me. And I really feel Mother Earth speaking to us at the moment. She is really wanting you to know just how deeply held and supported you are. There's a deep resonance. There's a depth and a power there that you're being called into. A depth and a power within yourself that perhaps you've only been half claiming, maybe even scared of, slightly avoiding, skirting around. Your true nature, your true essence is deeply powerful. We all have a unique energy, you all have a unique vibration, but it's all extraordinarily powerful. You're being called into that power, loves. So breathe deep into your belly. And with the exhale, inviting your body, your mind to release and let go of everything, anything that's no longer serving you. You don't even need to know what that is. That's the beauty. You don't even need to know what it is. All you need to be willing to do is let go. And I'm deeply sorry for any pain or suffering you've been experiencing, or any pain and suffering you've ever experienced. And for any feelings of struggle, loneliness, sadness, separation, hopelessness. Keep breathing and releasing with the exhale. Honoring and acknowledging your pain can help it release. So we do that now, taking a moment just to honor and acknowledge things that have been hard. And yes, it's part of life. But sometimes that part of you just needs to be heard, needs to feel acknowledged and seen in order to let it go. So just taking a moment to acknowledge how you are and what's going on for you right now. Breathing into your body and releasing with the exhale. And the earth is reminding you that you can imagine, you can let go of your pain, of your suffering, and let it melt out of your body into the earth beneath you. That the earth is able to transmute, to transform your heaviness, any heaviness in your body, and shift it. She can take it. So giving your body permission to release anything and everything you've been carrying and holding on to. It's no longer serving you. It's no longer serving your family. It's no longer serving the world. The old story that's been handed down to you as well, from your ancestors, from your family, through your DNA. Those old stories are being invited to be released as much as you are willing, ready, able to release at this time. All you need to do is breathe. Keep breathing deep into your belly. Releasing with the exhale, handing it over, handing it over. It's been a lot to carry. It's been a lot to hold. And the invitation now is that you don't have to carry it anymore. You have permission to release. You have permission to set yourself free from that weight, from that heaviness, from that burden, from that responsibility. Breathing deep into your belly. Releasing with the exhale. And I'd like you to take your breath into your hips, into your pelvic floor. Any holding or tension there, we're going to invite to release down your legs, out through your feet, into the earth beneath you. Breathing your attention, your awareness into your legs. I just like to acknowledge that part that might find this very scary. I'm just feeling this little inner child voice of feeling kind of fearful. In any aspect of yourself that you might resist dropping in, resist connecting, resist feeling, just want to honor and acknowledge that part. So I'd like to call on all the energies that you need, that you require, especially your sweet inner child, the little you, the part of you that's always there, like to call on whatever it is that you need to feel safe. And the thing is, you don't even need to know what that is. I'm just going to call on that for you to be there with you now. The energies that you need to feel safe. Feel like it's okay to be here. It's okay to fully show up in your truth, in your power. Keep breathing right down into your base, to your hips, your pelvic floor, your belly, your legs, your feet. And releasing with the exhale. What happens if you let go even more? What happens if you drop in even more? Allowing yourself to feel the support beneath your body. That there is this space holding you. Whatever it is you're sitting on or lying on. And the earth beneath that. Allowing yourself to be supported. Letting go into that holding. And for the poor little ego mind, it really doesn't feel like there's support. But the information coming in for you now is that you are deeply supported and held and loved. Letting go to the support of the earth, holding your body here, housing you here. And she's calling you here. The earth is welcoming all of you here. The earth is calling you back in, calling you home. Home to you, like home to this experience called life. Inviting you to fully show up in life, fully be here. When you're fully here, that's when you can access the full magic of life. All that's available to you. So I'd like to acknowledge and thank this year, this 2016, however crazy this year has been for you, just acknowledge whatever it's been, its teachings, its lessons, its challenges, its gifts. Honor it, thank it. And we can release it. Still have a few more days in this year. And I'd like you to take a moment to acknowledge and thank yourself for being here and showing up to whatever life's presenting at this time. It's definitely not easy. Just taking a few more deep breaths into your body, releasing with the exhale. If there's anything that came up for you, any awareness that you had, please feel free to share. Type into the chat box. And obviously releasing is an ongoing process. Dropping in is an ongoing practice. But now I'd like to create some space to think about what you really like to experience, to feel, to have moving forward. What are you calling in? What are you asking for? And if you have a pen and paper, I'd like you to take a few moments to scribble some thoughts down, to write down what it is you're really asking for, what you want. So it could be a thing, it could be an experience, it could be a feeling, it could be all three of these things. And whatever you write down, make sure that there's a feeling included. What it is that, so let's say you're asking for a relationship. What is it that you really want to be feeling within that relationship? If it's like traveling, what is it that you really want to be feeling while traveling, for example? If it's health, what is it that you really want to be feeling with that health? If it's money, what is it that you want to be feeling with that money? What's it going to provide? And I'd love you to share whatever comes up for you. Again, it can be quite powerful to verbalize what it is that you're asking for and share it. But you absolutely don't have to. I believe ultimately we're looking for feelings, which is why I'm inviting you to make sure to include feelings. It's not usually a thing in itself. For example, money alone doesn't really do much. Or you could have a relationship where you just don't feel happy in it, right? So what is it you're wanting to really feel with that thing you're asking for, that experience you're asking for? So one of the sharings is nurture confidence to create what I wish. So nurture confidence. Is that, yeah, I think that's it. Nurture confidence to create what I wish. Lovely. So I would like to take that a little bit deeper and ask you to share what you want to create. Because one of the things, unfortunately, is that you may not feel confident. So what do you want to create? What I've found is that sometimes with the very thing that I desire, I'll be experiencing, all the ego emotions of doubt and lack of confidence. So what is it you really want to create? I'd love for you to share that. And we can ask for confidence as well. Absolutely. At least enough confidence to take action. So what do you want to create and why? Why is that important to you? Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share? It'd be really nice to hear. I love hearing your hopes and dreams and wishes and desires. That they can just show up without bad things having to happen as well. Okay. What is it that's really important to you? What is it you're ready to experience, that you're ready to feel, that you're ready to explore? So another sharing is, I want health, peace, and well-being within myself, body, mind, and soul, a feeling of calm confidence to trust the universe and let go of the perceived need to struggle and control. Very good. Lovely. Yeah. And that's it. And just to touch on that, that really is the key in the practice, is to connect back to the feeling of trust, that calm confidence, that trust as much as possible. For me, it's a daily practice of coming back and connecting and finding that place. Because, the ego does flare up, and it's very, very normal to move out of that place. We want to come back to it as much as possible. So creating space for you to tap into that trust, to that well-being. Okay, is there anything else? I'd love to hear a few more. Okay, so what I'd love to do now is an exercise to practice receiving this, to welcoming in this new. So I've got another sharing here. Wish to find my path and trust my intuition and speak my truth. Yes. Very good. Yeah. And it's interesting because, there's so much that's going on for us as part of our soul's journey that we may not even be aware of. Some of the stuff that we're dealing with and struggling with. And that journey to speaking your truth, for example, can be a super deep one. A super deep one. And it can be quite old and ancient. There's maybe those fears that might stop you from doing that. So it's a really powerful intention. Find your path, trust your intuition, and just speak your truth. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, so please share more if there's anything more that people want to share. Now I'd like to invite you back into a space. You can close your eyes, you lie down, sit up, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're going to welcome in what it is that you're asking for. So I've only seen oh, actually there was one from before, which was I allow clarity and release confusion regarding love. I allow myself to be fully worthy of all beautiful abundance. I seek my truth through confident, steady progress. Great. So, calling all of you here present once again. I welcome in my creativity and motherhood in every way. It's another lovely sharing. Thank you. So, the great news is that everything that you're asking for is actually with you now and is within you somewhere now. You've just done a really good job of covering it up or disconnecting from it or hiding it. And this is part of our human journey and our human challenge. So it's not that you've done anything wrong. It's completely normal. But we're here to actually create space for a new way of being. How can we play with this and bring in more of what it is you're asking for? Now, when we access that incredible wealth within through the law of attraction, it allows you to welcome in more of that in your outside world. But we start within. Rather than what the ego wants to do is find the answer outside, wants to find that thing, that person, that place that's going to be the answer. It's going to be the thing that will fix it or make it better. But really all starts within. So we're going to breathe in and access that great power, that great wisdom, that incredible abundance. Now. So all you need to do is breathe deep into your belly. We've spent some time releasing the old, the energies of 2016, those emotions, thoughts, and beliefs that no longer serve you, whether you're, the ones you're conscious of and the ones you might not even be aware of. We're creating some space. We've created space to release that. And now we're going to create space to welcome in what it is you're truly asking for. And what I feel deeply, even just with that, saying that one line, is we're really calling in your heart. It's like the part of you that you've cut off from or disconnected from or turned your back on. We're really calling on that part of you and welcoming you home, calling you back in, giving yourself permission to receive you and all of the amazing things that life has to offer you. And it's amazing how challenging that can be sometimes, or how unsafe that can feel sometimes. So it can feel or seem like we're calling on this stuff from the outside world in, which it does look like that, and on some level it's like that, but really we're calling on something much deeper, receiving much deeper aspect of yourself that's just right in you right now. So breathe, dear one. I'm sort of feeling to breathe, invite you to breathe into your heart, to breathe into your heart center. You can include all parts of your body, but the heart is really drawing my attention now. Breathing into your heart center, but also including your legs, including your base, including your belly as well. So I'd like to welcome in the energies of this new year, of this new phase where we're moving into this space where it's going to be more and more light. Moving into 2017. Welcoming in these new energies of this new time, this new year. And what is this year calling you into? What is this next phase inviting you into? What are you being asked to see, feel, know, experience, have, play? Breathe. Just breathing into your heart center, breathing into your body. And always with the exhale, we release, letting go. Breathing in. Letting go with the exhale. And I'd like you to imagine breathing in whatever it is that you're asking for into your body. So you're welcoming it into your life now. Not one day in the future, but now. You're allowing it in now. And this really is the key. That you're calling in and claiming what you're asking for in this moment and every moment to come. This is one of the manifestation tricks, the laws of attraction, is you're bringing in what you want now, welcoming it in as if it exists right now in the present. You become it now. So welcoming in what you're calling for, what you're asking for, what you're claiming for this next period, this next year. As we welcome in more and more light into our lives. And keep breathing. This year wishes to gift you as well. There are energies working beyond what you may be consciously aware of. And this is about your soul's purpose, your soul's journey. There are things that your soul, your higher self is calling for now. So I want to welcome that in, acknowledging the call of your heart, the call of your soul. It's creating space for those dreams to be heard and acknowledged and honored. And I'd like to ask, what support do you need to welcome that in? What do you need to create or to put in place to make that easier for you to welcome into your life? What comes to mind with that question? What support do you need? What systems can you put in place? What can you create? What can you ask for? Who can you reach out to? It's really hard to do this on our own. It's not impossible, but it's really challenging because of our ego protection. It comes up, it flares up. It almost as soon as you allow yourself to dream, that other aspect comes in to squash it. So it's not that you can't do it on your own, it's just that I think we need support from each other. And the right support for you at this time. And the right person, right space. But know that you're infinitely supported in every second of every day. It's just that support we can't always see or feel. And sometimes we need to get quiet enough to really tap into that support, tap into that abundance. To tap into that faith and trust and confidence. And when we're really connected, when you're really connected to your truth, to who you truly are, and you're really embodied in that, there will naturally be confidence. There will naturally be trust. Because that part is infinitely connected to all that is. There's no doubt in that part. You just know. It's the all-seeing, all-knowing part of you. So Sophie's just saying, Julie's just saying thank you. She's popping in and out, so hopes the recording is available. Yeah, there's going to be a recording available. So I want to say thank you to you and to really honor you for being here, for showing up here today. Not only for yourself, but for the world. Because what I know is that when you shift within, when you do this inner work, it sends incredible ripples of change and transformation out into the world in a way that you may never know, in a way that you may never be able to measure or quantify. But as within, so without. So I'm very grateful to you for taking time out for you, because this has a positive impact on all life. So maybe take a couple minutes now to scribble down some of the things that you're releasing from 2016. And then you can do a little mini ceremony on yourself where you can burn it or you can bury it. You can release it, let it go. And then, if you haven't done so already, write down your dreams for 2017, what it is you're asking for, what it is you're calling in, what it is you're saying yes to, and write them down somewhere where you can see it every day. Put it somewhere really special and remind yourself every day what it is you're asking for. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get our head around this change, I've got a vision board that some of you know I'm a big fan of. It's just there as a visual reminder. It's very easy to get swept up by life, to forget about your dreams. It's really easy to be consumed by maybe negative things going on, and it can be hard sometimes in that place to remember what it is you wanted in the first place. So having a visual reminder can be really helpful. Just, oh yeah, that's what I'm asking for. Oh yes, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm calling in now. So sending you all a huge amount of love, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day on this magical winter solstice. And may 2017 be your most amazing, abundant, expansive year yet. And I hope to play with you again very soon with my new adventures coming. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything, please feel free to contact me. So sending you huge amounts of love for now. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and a very, very happy new year. And speak to you again very soon.